Alright guys, I have been grinding the Cycle Frontier beta for ever since it came out, and I have really been enjoying it. If you guys are new here, welcome, but we focus on the PvP in the Cycle, and honestly, it makes really good moments. But I came up with 5 tips to help you guys stay alive, have better fights, and overall make the PvP outcome for you better, or at least feel a little better, because even when I die, sometimes it's like insane fights and super fun, and you kind of come out feeling like you did everything you could, instead of when you're starting off, or even when you've played a bit but you get into fights where you just feel like, damn, I could have done more, or whatever that feeling is after when you didn't get outplayed, you just messed up. I try to come up with some tips to help you guys not get that feeling as much, and overall have a better outcome in your PvP moments. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that subscribe button, but let's get into it. Okay, so I got 5 tips for you guys, and to start off, my first tip is to kit up. Basically, this means take gear, unless you're obviously starting off and really you have nothing, this is your first day. Obviously, you're just going to be buying the white gear by default, but kit up if you can. Craft the materials to make better armor, whether it's green, blue, or purple. Honestly, the update made it very easy to make these armor plates if you actually have a lot of loot in your inventories, and a lot of people will have like a stash problem, so you probably more than likely have some stuff to make some armor. So make the armor. Don't be afraid to kit up, because I'm like the same as you, or if you don't feel this way, you're not the same way, but I was the same way. I didn't really want to bring in stuff that I would lose, because I felt like if I didn't pay for it, I wouldn't feel bad about losing it. But when you bring in better armor and stuff, you actually will have a better chance of surviving, because you actually have better protection, better weapons, things like that. So it's actually good to kit up, and you will play a certain way to where you're going to save that kit. Whether you're dying in a fight, you might just back off. So there's tips to stay alive even when you kit up. Okay, so my second tip might be a little obvious, but also is really important. You just always have to stay mobile in this game. You always need to like strafe left, right, or just be moving, whether you're running somewhere, whether you're looting a body or just looting a random area. You always want to be moving, because when you start off this game, a lot of times, at least for me, I was looking at loot for like a minute or two, not moving, and I got hit a lot while doing this. And I learned, obviously, in any other game this is like the same way, you really just don't want to spend a lot of time looting. But if you're looting, you just want to stay mobile too, so you don't get hit as much in the event that you get run up on while you're looting, or even when you're mining and doing other stuff. It's just better to stay mobile, because then you get less shots on you if it happens, and you're already moving, so you can flow into hopefully some cover or position where you could actually fight the enemy, or at least find out where they're shooting you from. So just keep that in your head. Always move, always be looking, play paranoid. At least in my book, it helps. I don't know if other people do this. I really hope you guys do. But I am literally, this is not a tip, but it is a tip. I just didn't write it down. But I am looking always, just everywhere, left, right. My mouse is always moving. So when you guys are running, you should just be scanning everywhere, always, just trying to make sure no one's running up on you. All right. So for our third tip, I wanted to give you guys like an offense and a defense tip for both situations. So when you guys are on the defensive and like you're getting shot at or kind of caught off guard, you guys should book it. Like book it in a direction that they're not shooting you from, that you know is not really in immediate danger. So you can either get to a good position that could be higher, lower, off a cliff, or just get some distance to figure out where they're shooting you from, so you can actually either get some decent shots on them or at least have some cover in front of you. But also you could just keep booking it and actually get out of there and get lost in like the foliage in the environment around you, and just overall lose the tail that's on you, because just because they're shooting at you doesn't mean they're right on you. It means that there's probably some distance in between you guys if you're not running face on. So overall, you're just gonna want to try and get some ground in between you guys. Now, if this means you have to totally disengage and not even fight these people, sometimes that's the play. Sometimes you're gonna lose the fight based off of the fact that you didn't see them first and they already cracked your shield, and they could be running purple shields, especially if you know they have better gear than you. Even more so to run the other way and not look back. Sometimes in this game, you're not gonna be the alpha Chad who's just killing everyone. That's just not gonna happen. People will be better than you, and sometimes you have to pick your battles and know when you're not really gonna have a good outcome. So overall, it's kind of a judgment call, but the basic here is to book it in a different direction. Try to find some cover or a position you could defend from and see where the enemy is. And if you can keep running and just keep getting out of there, then do it. But if you think you want to fight, at least get cover so that you can find the person shooting at you and come up with a plan on how to attack that person. Okay, so for our fourth tip, if you're on the attacking side and you see someone, you kind of really want to be at least a little bit aggressive, but you want to be aggressive in the game by pushing them and keeping them off balance, but you want to do it cautiously by basically spraying them. I like doing that a lot by keeping them under pressure and really not getting a chance to peak where they were peaking. But overall, you kind of want to push them when you get the opportunity to, but also you really just want to always choose the right way to do it. You don't want to quickly choose a decision that's going to put you in a bad place and them in a better place. If the place to be is up on a cliff and it's going to take you a little bit to get there, you're going to want to take that route rather than put yourself in a bad position. If the good position is going to take some time, then you'd rather get there than him get there. You're just going to be in a better position to overall win that fight, or even if it's just some high ground, that's going to work. And that kind of leads us into our fifth tip, which is high ground will always win a fight in most cases. Obviously, if you're a white shield, you're going against a pink shield Gorgon, you're gonna get melted in a freaking second. But overall, in most fights, if you have the high ground, you ultimately have just boom, immediately better position, better advantage. Overall, the shots you land are going to be easier to hit than them. Overall, if they have a good spot though, then that's a different story. But most of the time when you have high ground, it's gonna be a better position for you. Okay, so my final bonus tip I have for you is to check out the Cycle Frontier official Discord, because they have a bunch of voice channels that you can make yourself, and you can meet players that are on currently looking to play with people, and you can get actually a squad going in about a minute. Honestly, it's super beneficial to play with more than yourself, because a lot of times you're gonna run with trios. There's no solo versus solo map. Everyone just gets put into a map. So honestly, when you go in solo, the only time you're at an advantage is if you're going somewhere that you need a lot of loot, like the focus crystal mining I've done. It's better sometimes when you go solo, because sometimes you can get out of there alive without finding anyone, and you get all the loot for yourself. But when you're going for PvP, ultimately a duo or a trio is going to be way better. And sometimes a duo is even better because it's better coordinated than 3 people that you don't really know, rather than a second person that you know you're vibing with and is playing similar to you. It can result in better things than a trio sometimes that's disorganized. So overall, playing with people in the Discord can be really fun and actually get you more wins and better loot. So definitely check that out. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys got some help from these tips, and overall I hope you guys are enjoying the game, because I am enjoying it. I'm grinding it a lot, and you'll be seeing it a lot on my channel. So if you guys did enjoy this, definitely hit that subscribe button. But that's all I got for you guys.